Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin.
And Marianne behind the camera.
And welcome to Cavalcade of Food. And, sis, today we are going to Polish it up a little bit, which of course we love. And we're going to do so. Can we thank one of our food friends, John, who sent me this wonderful cookbook from St. Casimir's Church. It's their golden anniversary cookbook. Terryville, Connecticut, St. Casimir Church. This was on their 100th anniversary. Looks like the parish was founded in 1906. Anyways, a lot of Polish recipes in here, Mayor. And as a couple of people who spent a lot of time in a old Polish Catholic church, we know that there's always a lot of good recipes in the congregation, right, honey?
Right.
So thank you, John. There's been a lot of recipes here to try, and we're going to do one of them today. Mushroom cutlets. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
And we like mushrooms a lot. Yep. And so we often have things with mushrooms in it, on it, with it. If you are not a mushroom person, you ain't gonna like this recipe, okay? Because it's mushroomy. But this is also nice, Marianne, this time of year in Lent, okay? As this would be a Good Friday meal for those who observe meatless Fridays, really any time. Mushrooms, because of their texture and flavor, often is used as a meat substitute. You know those veggie burgers you see?
Yeah.
A lot of them have a lot of mushroom in it, ground up, to give that. So, can't make mushroom cutlets without some mushrooms. So, check this out. Aren't those pretty? So, I've got a pound here of fresh mushrooms, and I've got a half a pound of the white button mushrooms, and I got a half a pound of these little baby bellas. So I'm going to mix these up a little bit. Earlier I took a damp paper towel and wiped them off. You know how mushrooms sometimes have a little dirt on them because of how they grow? So don't rinse mushrooms in water, okay? Don't do that. Just take a damp paper towel and wipe them off. And you know, you'll be able to get pretty much all of it off. And you know what? If you eat a little of the mushroom dirt, it ain't gonna kill you. Right, Mare?
Right.
So, but what I do before, these have to be chopped up. But sometimes here, you'll see that on the bottom, the stem is a little brown and hard. So I'm going to go ahead and just take that part of the stem off. The stem is very meaty, if I can use that word, but the hard end sometimes, depending on your mushrooms, you don't want. So I'm just going to trim the tips of these stems here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to chop these up. So what you do, Mare, is you chop up your onion, your mushrooms, and we use a small onion as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to saute it in butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of these, you can see, mushrooms chopped up here, and I'm just going to chop them on the finer side, I think. And then we're going to saute these in a pan and cook them first with the onion. So I've got, again, a pound of fresh mushrooms, wiped clean, trim the stems if needed, and then give them a good chop. I'll get them in this bowl here, and then Mare, we'll come back and saute up our pound of chopped mushrooms. I've got a small onion here that I've already diced up, and we'll put in a little parsley too, and we'll get making our Polish mushroom cutlets. All right, Toots, look at all that, look, those beautiful mushrooms. Chopped up, okay, on the fine side. So it's a lot. Of course, they're going to cook down. So I would use the biggest skillet you have. This would also be a great job for an electric skillet, wouldn't it, Mary? This is the biggest skillet I have, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to put in a little bit of olive oil.
You also said that you could chop up the mushrooms in a food processor.
Yes, you could. I did it with a knife. Okay, let me turn this down. Yes, you could. You could use a food processor. This is a stainless steel pan, and when using a stainless steel pan, unlike a non-stick pan, get it good and hot first, then add your oil, then add your whatever it is you're sautéing, and you'll find that it won't stick. Okay, I'm putting all these mushrooms in here. Smells good already. I got my onion, just a small onion, diced very fine. We're going to put that in there. And Mare, I got a tablespoon of parsley flakes. We're going to put the parsley in there. Then, let's mix all this together nicely. And you know, mushrooms are almost like a sponge. That olive oil and butter that's in the pan just soaked it all up. But get your ingredients mixed up. You want to make sure that those little parsley flakes get well distributed, that the mushrooms and the onion is well distributed. And we're going to keep sautéing here on medium to medium high heat until the vegetables are soft and slightly, it's hard to tell if the mushrooms get brown, but keep an eye on the onions. That'll be your indicator. But basically you want your vegetables soft. So we're just going to let this saute. Then after it's done sautéing, we will take it off the heat and let it cool. And then we're going to add some of our other ingredients. And see if you can swing the camera around a little bit, Mare. What I've got is some old rolls. These are dinner rolls from a dinner that, I don't even remember when we had these. Do you remember? It was a while ago.
Yeah, I know Lisa was here.
Yes. And I put them in the freezer because I had leftover rolls, and I knew I'd either make breadcrumbs out of them or use them for something. Well, we're going to use them in our cutlets. And then I've also got 3 eggs here, which I'm going to beat up really good. And we're going to add that to our mushroom and onion mixture and form some patties. And then we're going to saute them. But for right now, and this will take, about 15 minutes or so, we are going to saute and cook down these onions, mushrooms, and a little parsley. We'll be back. All right, honey. Look here. That is our sauteed mushroom, onion, parsley mix. So I transferred it to this bowl, and we've been letting it cool off here a little bit, so that it's okay if it's warm. We just don't want it real hot. The next thing we got to add is we got to add a starch, okay, to the mushroom cutlet. This will help give it some body, and that's where these old stale rolls come in. I love this recipe because this is such an old babcha recipe where, you would never, if you had stale bread, okay, you wouldn't throw it away, would you, Mare?
No.
No, you'd use it for something. But we're gonna moisten this. I got just a bowl of water here, Mare. I'm gonna put this bread in the water, and squeeze it out, okay? And then we're going to tear it up, and we're going to add it to our mushroom mixture here. So you just want to just tear it with your hands into chunks, okay? And this is just how Grandma would have done it. And again, we just want to I cut it in half, get that water in there, moisten it, squeeze out any extra moisture, and tear it up and put it in there. So we're going to saute these once we kind of get them into patties. You can see here, Mir, I've got a pie plate with some breadcrumbs in it. Now those are panko style, which are sort of the kind of the chunkier texture breadcrumbs, and we're going to coat the patties in those before we saute them in the pan. So let me finish up with adding our moistened, torn up old dinner rolls in here, and then we'll be back. All right, Mir, I'm giving these 3 eggs a good beating here. So here's our soaked, moistened, torn up rolls, and I'm just going to incorporate that first, mix it well into the mushroom onion mix. So again, this will give it a little bit of body and a little bit of more moisture too, because again, those old rolls were soaked in water. You could use bread. If you had some old stale bread, you could use like old buns, like hamburger buns, hot dog buns, whatever. Okay, see what we got there?
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to put some seasoning in here, and by that I mean we're going to put in a little pepper, and we're going to put in a little salt. Okay, and we'll mix that in, and last but not least, our binding agent, which is these 3 eggs. Okay, and we'll get those in there. So you need whatever size bowl you think you need for a job, use the next one up. Okay, that's talk about lessons learned in the kitchen, right? That's something that I've learned. All right, so we've got this mixed up. I'm going to let that sit for 1 minute and kind of absorb together, and then we'll come back, get them formed, and get them in a skillet where I've got some olive oil and butter. So Mir, the longer you let this sit, the more kind of set and solidified the mixture gets. But so I think it's at a point where I can work with it. We're going to make it into a patty here, like so, and then flip it in our panko. And the panko, again, is just to sort of give it a little something on the outside. If it's still, I mean, it's not totally tight, you could add some more breadcrumbs to this. The recipe from the cookbook just said, you know, use 6 hard rolls. It didn't say exactly what size those rolls should be. So the ones I had were kind of smallish, but again, it'll be fine. It'll work. I'm just trying to get these. Okay, there's 4 of them. So what I'm going to do, let me rinse my hand here. We're going to put those in the pan. Oh, look, Mary, I got a little Polish towel.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Our friend, thank you, Rebecca. That was a gift from her. I'm going to put a good couple tablespoons of butter in here. And Mary, we will get these on the stovetop. So Mary, I've got a couple tablespoons of olive oil and a couple tablespoons of butter in the pan. And I'm going to put our cutlets, we bring the heat up a little bit, here. And we are going to saute these. Get them. Whoop. You know what? Let me do. I'm getting right in front of the camera, but let's do like this. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to make up. Looks like we're probably going to get 8 almost hamburger patty sized cutlets out of this recipe. And I'm going to get the other 4 made up, and we'll come back and we are making our delicious mushroom cutlets. Well, honey, I just flipped them, and just take a look at how beautiful these are. I'm waiting for the other side to get a little browned, and we will take them out. I've got a platter here with some paper towel, and when we take them out, we'll set them here on the paper towel, okay?
Okay.
And let them, they might have, it's olive oil and butter they're frying in, so not like it's anything bad, that's for sure. But, and then we'll get our next batch. So we did end up with 8, sort of this size, that looks like a hamburger. You know what? You could put these on a hamburger bun if you wanted to have a meatless hamburger. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a veggie burger.
And your condiment could be sour cream.
Oh, yes. Love it. You had a good idea, too, Mir, about the size of these.
Yeah, you could make them a lot smaller for appetizers.
Yeah, kind of like round, like, you know, about like this.
Yeah.
It would be just, you know, 1 or 2 bites, and they'd make beautiful appetizers, hors d'oeuvres. Okay, let's see. Mir, let's come back in here and see how our cutlets are. Oh, yeah, look at the bottom of this. See how nice that is?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. They smell terrific. Oh my gosh. Well, honey, here's our beautiful mushroom cutlets. Would also make, okay, you mentioned hors d'oeuvre. You could also make these and serve them as a side dish as well. And I'm gonna get into this here. And I liked your idea about maybe serving them with a dollop of sour cream. Oh my gosh. Mmm. Oh, that is so mushroomy.
It better be, it's mushrooms.
And the onion, you have the crunch on the outside, and you know, every once in a while you'll get a little bit of the bread that's mixed in. Wow. Mmm. I could eat this. This could be dinner. Really good. Oh, that's good. So this was a hit, and our family is going to like it because we love mushroom stuff. Thank you, John, for sending me the cookbook. Thank you, St. Casimir's Church in Terryville,
Connecticut.
Terryville, Connecticut, for this wonderful recipe. And let's thank our food friends for spending some time with us, Mayor, as we made these mushroom cutlets today. So thank you for that. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. That helps us out a lot. Mayor, let's tell them about the website.
Cavalcadeoffood.com.
Cavalcadeoffood.com. Thank you, dear. And I'll thank my sister for working that camera.
You're welcome.
And your reward will be mushroom cutlets, okay? Marianne doesn't like to taste on camera, but believe me, I always share with my sister, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So, thanks to everybody. Happy spring. It's finally here. It's getting warm. We're not going to say warm, but it's working its way. And I hope everybody has for those who celebrate it, a beautiful and blessed Easter. And we will look forward to seeing you again back here real soon on Cavalcade of Food. Bye, everybody.
Bye.